Billionaire Las Vegas Sands chairman and chief executive Sheldon Adelson has a catchphrase he likes to say during his company's quarterly earnings calls: "Yay, dividends." However, Adelson hasn't been able to use that favorite phrase since January, weeks before the COVID-19 pandemic brought his gaming and resort empire to a grinding halt. For most people, even billionaires, cutting off a major cash spigot might force them to cut back on extraneous expenses, like political donations. But not Adelson. The 87-year-old casino tycoon, who is worth roughly $31.8 billion, has stockpiled an estimated $10.5 billion in cash and investments over the years. So even though his company isn't raining any new riches on him, Adelson is still able to shower cash in his favored political causes. In fact, Federal Election Commission records show, this year Adelson has poured at least $180 million into the election, more than ever before. Adelson has come a long way, from sleeping on the floor of a Boston tenement as a child to running a newspaper stand to starting the Comdex Technology Conference to becoming the biggest casino magnate in the world. The first year Las Vegas Sands paid out a dividend coincided with the 2012 presidential election, when Adelson and his wife Miriam spent tens of millions of dollars on politics for the first time. Ahead of the election, Adelson earned more than $250 million in dividends, according to an analysis of regulatory filings. He and Miriam threw more than $90 million behind Mitt Romney and other Republican causes. Romney lost, of course, and the Democrats kept the Senate. Since then, Adelson has continued to rake in enormous amounts of cash from Las Vegas Sands, of which he owns a majority stake. Like clockwork, he collected between $90 million and $260 million in dividends 4 times a year for 8 years. Adelson also received a special dividend payment in December 2012 of $1.2 billion, before taxes. All that cash enabled the Adelsons to become heavyweights in Washington. For the 2014 midterms, they gave about $6 million, according to an analysis of records filed with the FEC. But for the 2016 election, they disclosed spending about $82 million. The Adelsons, who were not early supporters of Donald Trump, eventually ponied up $20 million toward the pro-Trump super PAC Future 45 in September and October 2016. For the 2018 midterms, they spent even more. They doled out $50 million to a super PAC supporting Republicans running for the Senate. Another $55 million went to a super PAC backing House Republicans. And about $18 million more went to other candidates and causes, like committees for Senator Ted Cruz of Texas and Senator Rick Scott of Florida, as well as a super PAC that supports free enterprise and reducing the size of government. In all, the Adelsons disclosed spending $123 million. However, in the midst of the current election year, the COVID-19 pandemic hit,